Or was there a count? Oh, there we
There
go.
we go. Hey guys, it is Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I'm here with my good buddy.
Israel Pacheco 89 on YouTube, otherwise known as Izzy.
That's right. I always fuck with him on YouTube. If you hadn't noticed, I'm constantly breaking his balls on YouTube and
uh,
Twitter and everywhere else. So much so
yeah,
that people are now saying, "I can't believe Mike has the time to find pictures of Israel to put captions above and post on Twitter all day." So we're here to talk about the Xbox, I guess Microsoft news in general, but more so the Xbox One news from today. Israel, would you like to kick this bitch off?
so before we get into the later news and our discussion on the Kinect, some really cool news came out that I've been waiting to see for a while. And one of the first news bits is that you will no longer need an Xbox Live subscription to use a bunch of the apps that are on the Xbox, like Netflix and Hulu, Amazon Prime, things like that. Even Twitch for the streaming. You don't need an Xbox Live, account. Not yet. I think within a few weeks. But that's really cool because I know that's been a plus for the PlayStation consoles that you didn't need to have, a subscription to PlayStation Plus to get Netflix and things like that.
I agree. I think it should have came sooner, honestly. That was one thing
Yeah.
about having, I mean, I always have had a gold subscription because I've liked playing online, but I know
hmm
there are people out there that don't play online or don't prefer it. So why are you blocking them from content that they're paying extra for? I never understood that.
Yeah. Like Keithy, right? That I don't
Yeah.
think he has an Xbox Live anymore. And he
Yeah.
got an Apple TV, I think he said, to watch
Yeah.
Netflix. So
Yeah, I mean everything else, that's the thing. It's not like you were saying this is the only venue that you can do this at. You were able to do it with Apple TV, Roku, your computer. I mean, you can do it with everything. So why make it more difficult with Xbox? I think it also the other thing that irks me, and I don't know if they're going to change this. They had given with certain MMOs and stuff or online games where you had a separate fee. They were also saying, oh, well, you had to be Xbox Live Gold subscribed. With Phantasy Star Online when it was or online, not online, Phantasy Star Universe when that was still online, they were doing it with that. I'd heard that they weren't doing it with Final Fantasy 11, but that they are doing it, I think, with Elder Scrolls Online. So I don't know if that's going to change now.
that should change because it wouldn't make sense. It would be something on the lines of like a Netflix or thing since it's not an app, it's a game, but it's a paid service outside of Xbox. So
Hmm.
I think they should take that away because it's another thing you have to pay, a paywall essentially.
Yeah,
And just be better if you didn't have to do that.
yeah. I mean, they like I said, and like you said, there's just so many other avenues to go now to get Netflix, to get the WWE Network, to get all this stuff. Why would you then have to pay extra on Xbox? So I think this is a smart move, but a little late for me. But either
hmm
way, I like that Phil Spencer is making moves.
Yeah, he's making the changes leading up to E3. I'm thinking this is going to be a big year for them at E3 now that they got everything in line that they needed to. Because last year it was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
They've done better though in the last few months.
Did you see that leaked E3 report I put out there? That's like supposedly
Oh yeah,
real.
I saw it. I don't know if some of it's plausible. I think some of the games that they were talking about,
Hmm.
like Halo 5, makes sense. But Gears of War 4, I don't know if they're gonna do one so soon.
Hmm.
But anyway, the other bit of news from today, which I just went blank on.
Oh, the
Uh,
gold, the games with gold.
Yeah, the games will go. That's what it is. Finally, PlayStation Plus has had this for a while. They've been going on for a few years now. So Games of Gold is Xbox's alternative, and they're going to be releasing games on Xbox One now. The first two games are Halo Spartan Assault, I believe, and Max Curse of Brotherhood, which are both downloadable games.
Yep.
But it's pretty cool that we'll be getting those free in June, and they're finally bringing that over.
Yeah, I mean, I liked how they did it with the 360. They would give major discounts to certain titles every month, and then I think every month or two would give you a certain amount of free games, like one or two free games. I'd still have
Mhm.
like Dead Rising 2 and a bunch of Civilization Revolution and Assassin's Creed 2 on installed on my 360 that I haven't even touched.
Hmm.
So there were some games with gold on the 360, but everyone's been waiting for it to happen on the Xbox One. I think the reason they waited was because there really wasn't much out yet. So to start giving free shit away on a console that's sort of new,
Yeah.
I guess kind of not cost effective or economically viable, but at least now they're doing it and they're launching with some good titles.
Yeah, what's cool about theirs compared to PlayStation Plus is that you get to keep them if your subscription runs out.
Oh, I
Which,
didn't know that. Oh, okay.
yeah, PlayStation Plus, if your subscription runs out, you don't have them anymore. But they're more recent games, so this is cool. This is competition in the marketplace. So say they start bringing out some really kick-ass games with gold. Maybe 1 month they give away like Killer Instinct,
Hmm.
and you get to keep that. That'll be pushing people to Sony like, hey, we want to keep these games after our subscription runs out.
Just like they did with Drive Club. They were saying that with Drive Club,
Yeah, yeah.
you couldn't keep it after you bought it or whatever if you had PlayStation
Yeah,
Plus, and then they
PlayStation
changed
Plus
it.
version. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but the major news, which I guess is major news for some people that have been holding out, is that the Xbox One is going to come with a Kinect-free SKU or Kinect-free release as of what, June 9th, I think they said.
Yeah, right. I think the day of their E3 press conference, actually.
I'm
So,
surprised they actually announced all this stuff previous to E3.
yeah, we're still, a few weeks away. I guess they didn't want to get people too mad, like if, before E3 or around E3 somebody bought an Xbox One, but
Mhm. I also think like what's strange to me is they're not releasing those yet. So there's got to be some big news at E3 then, because they keep hyping E3 like, oh, this big thing is going to happen, this big thing is going to happen, and now they've
mhm.
released all this stuff ahead of time. So
Yeah, because this would have been perfect if they went on stage and they're like, okay, $400 Xbox One without the Kinect. You guys been asking for it. Here it is. But now that they're releasing all this stuff leading in, maybe they're just trying to get people hyped for the event by releasing, all these great details.
yeah, that's what I think. I think, and didn't they say they had a Japanese company working on something for them? That they had some Japanese
Yeah.
titles in the works. I haven't heard anything about that again, so hopefully they've still got that up their sleeve in terms of a cool new IP or something.
Hmm.
So we had talked about this briefly earlier via text message. I think
Yeah.
Israel texts me more than my wife does at this point. So that was a joke. I'm just kidding. We keep in touch though, and
Yeah.
we have a difference in opinion on the Connect so far. So Israel, why don't you kick it off and tell me what you think about the Connect?
So my initial impressions when I heard this, news story, I felt kind of burned. I'm gonna be honest, because I picked up, Xbox One. I picked it up in January. I know you picked it up a few months later.
Hmm.
Uh, so we're somewhat in the same time period.
Hmm.
So I felt kind of burned. I was like, man, I don't really need the Kinect. I think personally that the voice command stuff, which is the best features in my opinion for the Kinect, you could potentially do with a headset. Because I don't really use really the gestures. It's more
Hmm.
the voice commands that I use with the Kinect, which is convenient because if you're playing a game, you could just be like Snap Twitch or Snap Party or other things, but it's not essential to the experience. And if I would have had the option of getting a cheaper Xbox One without the Kinect, I probably just would have went for that option.
Okay. This is where I differ in opinion. I initially was like, I really don't want a camera. I have this Xbox 360 camera that, not the Kinect, but the one previous to that. I forget what
Yeah.
it was called, with the webcam. And I had used it once or twice, and it was fun, but it was more of a gimmick. And I said, fuck this. And I now use it, ironically, to make these videos, um, when I, do Google Hangout. And I was like, I really don't want the Kinect, but I had gotten the system for, I think it was on sale for 450 with Titanfall, and then I had gotten a $60 credit from Amazon, so it was 390. And then I had credit from Amazon from built up from Christmas, so I think I ended up spending 30 something dollars, like $37.
Mm.
Um, and I was still like, I really don't want the Kinect. What do I need this for? My opinion on the Kinect has totally changed since using it. I don't want to take up this whole conversation entirely because I know Israel has a lot of good points to make, and he really doesn't feel it's essential, where I kind of do. But I'm just going to briefly just say what I like. I really like that where with the 360 you have to type in the codes letter by letter. If they give you the option now, you're able to just scan it in with the QR reader and say, I think it's like a Xbox redeem code or redeem. Yeah, I think it's Xbox
Yeah, I
redeem
think
code.
that's a command. Yeah.
Um, I really like being able to do something cool in the game like Titanfall or Battlefield and say Xbox record that, and it records the last 30 seconds without me having to fuck with menus. Um, I really like to be able to control Netflix all verbally, besides I think the search function. I think with searching you still have to type it in. I hope they implement that into YouTube, because currently what I'm doing is I'm watching all of you guys, all my buddies on YouTube, and then I'm putting my hand up and gesturing and moving, which works, I would say, 75% of the time. Once in a while, it doesn't work great, but I am sitting 12 feet roughly away from my TV, so I don't expect it to pick up everything. But it does work well. I do like being able to sign in a lot without having to do anything with the controller. I just stand in front of it or whatever, and I'm walking by to do whatever, and boom, it signs me in, and I can say Xbox turn on, Xbox turn off. So that's really cool to me. My favorite thing, which I didn't realize I'd be using so much, is I chat with my friends constantly without having to use the headset. And where Israel said he feels you should be able to do a lot of it with the headset. I know, and I had mentioned this to him earlier, that the Kinect has certain, I guess, like features. I forget what they call, like AR features or something, that it can block out the sort of ambient noise in your room and pick up what it knows is your voice, and like maybe block out the sound from the speakers if like
Mhm.
gunshots are going on in a game or whatever, and know when you're speaking. I find that really cool, and I really like not having to plug my headset in every time, because where with the
Oh, that headset port's terrible. I'm
yeah,
with you on
I'm
that.
not a fan of the headset port. I think it's like annoying to kind of plug in and plug out, and I don't like leaving it connected. So I tend to use my Kinect to talk to people, and it sounds really good in terms of using it. So I went from wow, I thought I'm going to hate this, to totally loving it. And then my wife is asleep in the bedroom, which is behind my living room. I don't even put the controller on. I just say Xbox on, and then I start Xbox, go to Netflix and whatever, and I don't have to fuck with anything. So it's like I could, and I speak pretty low at night because she's sleeping, and it works
Mhm.
great. So I've been a total turncoat in that regard. It's really something I've enjoyed, and I think it's hard for me to kind of go back to just using the controller at this point.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with everything you say. It's just I just feel disappointed that it came out in November and we're going into June pretty soon, and they're dropping the Kinect that quick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they're going to implement it into games.
Yeah, that's the thing. They never really. Uh, that's what I'm kind of disappointed with the Kinect, because I had the first Kinect on 360 and
Hmm.
I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people crapped on the games, but they were cool. Dance Central was cool. Star Wars was terrible, but like in a good way. I still played it. I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
But there was nothing on Xbox One. I know Kinect Sports Rivals came out and I got really bad reviews, so they never really created a killer app, which is kind of disappointing. But
Yeah, and they had Fighters Uncaged, I think, or Fighters Within, and I heard that was really really bad.
mm,
And Trials Fusion, I think you can use your hands to steer things. If I'm,
I don't know. I didn't know that.
I
So
thought there was some kind of like maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but I thought there was a what's that, like Wave Race?
yeah, the Kinect Sports Rivals. That's
Oh,
one
is
of the
that
games
that's
in
what I'm
there.
thinking of?
Yeah,
Kinect
yeah,
Sports
yeah.
Rivals.
That
That
actually works really good. I tried the demo and I was impressed with that, but then I heard the game as a whole wasn't very good though.
I mean, I for one am not a fan of motion controls. Even like in
Mhm.
Dead Rising 3, you were able to push the zombies away or whatever. I didn't like that, but you were also able to yell and say, "Hey, get over here," and the zombies would get alerted and come to you. Or in Rise, I think you said you had beaten Rise as well, where
Oh yeah, yeah.
you would
When
say,
when you scream fire volley
"Yeah,
instead of holding the button down,
yeah,
and it'll
fire
be
arrows."
screaming fire volley and it'll shoot the arrows and stuff.
I really like that. I mean, you sound like an idiot because if people are in your room with you or whatever, it's like, who's this guy yelling at?
Yeah, my brother was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, Israel's having one of his fits again. Give him his medication. But it's that I really like. I like the gimmicky stuff that maybe just enhances the game. I don't
Yeah.
need a game based on it personally. That's
Mhm.
that's how I feel. Like I never wanted to play Wii Zelda with whacking the sword with your hand over and over, you know?
Yeah, I actually never played Skyward Sword for that very reason, because I wasn't going to play a 30, 40 hour game using motion controls. They didn't even have the option to use a regular controller, which was really disappointing for me. But yeah, I know we differ on points here and there, but I think it's a good move overall for Microsoft to
Hmm.
drop the price to 400 and just remove the Kinect and make that like an accessory. To compete directly with the PlayStation since that's $400. And now moving into E3, they're trying to get hype for the system. They're going to be showing off some new games.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive, I don't know if you've seen it, like the latest footage. That looks badass. I really like what I saw from it.
Um, I've pre-ordered 3 games, and these may get shifted around, and I never pre-order
Mhm.
anything. I pre-ordered Sunset Overdrive, paid in full. All of them are paid in full. Sunset Overdrive, Destiny, because it looks like Borderlands mixed with Halo.
Yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah.
And I'm not a Halo fan, but I know it's a good game. It's like one of those games that like dropped off for me,
Yeah.
but I still know it's a good series and that it's made well. But it's just not something that's interesting to me in terms of the story. And Mad Max. But Mad Max, I'm up in the air with. That can go either really great and be a great fan service to the
The films, yeah.
the fans of the films, or it can be really bad and it's going to suck balls. So I'm going to see what happens. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That one may switch over to Quantum Break for me. Um,
Oh, that one looks really good. Yeah.
yeah, I just got 5 text messages in a row. Oh, it's from you.
It's from me. You got them now?
I got them
What the
now.
hell? Well, that was like before we started. That's weird.
Yeah,
My
that was.
phone's been acting weird lately. Like Cody texted me and I just got it like his text like super delayed. I don't know. I think I gotta upgrade my damn iPhone. It's just going on the fritz.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine today too, but it's not an iPhone. But you were saying Sunset Overdrive. It looks great. I'm on the fence only
Yeah.
because I want to see the multiplayer.
Hmm.
That's the kind of game they said you customize your character a lot, you make it look like you or whatever, or like whoever, and the multiplayer is supposed to be essential. I haven't seen any multiplayer yet, and I'm not a fan of that whole kind of Ratchet and Clank, Dead Rising, building weapons thing.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping the multiplayer does it for me because I tend to buy and keep games where the multiplayer is fun for me.
Yeah, from what I've heard so far, they've announced like co-op multiplayer. I don't know if they've done anything or announced anything about competitive multiplayer, but that'll be cool. So far, it's got me excited for the game.
Yeah, no, definitely. That looks exciting, and the reason I was interested in Quantum Break, um, I keep going to call it Quantic Dream, but I know that's actually,
Yeah, the company.
a company, and I love them. They're one of my favorites. But um, they said now with Quantum Break, it's going to be single player, which disappoints me. Like, I don't think there's a multiplayer mode. But whatever you do in the game, I think they somehow tally what the people do online by pulling data, and then they
Mhm.
implement it into their TV show.
That's interesting. That's
So
really
there's
interesting.
going to be like an Xbox One exclusive TV show, and you're able to change how things happen with how you play the game.
Hmm.
So,
We'll see how that turns out, but it's cool that they're trying new things, though.
oh, definitely. And to segue backwards, I don't feel burned in terms of the Kinect because I use it so much that
Hmm.
had I known this, and I'm sorry to bring this backwards, but
Yeah.
had I known that I use it as much as I do, I for me it justifies the $100.
Yeah.
But I know
Yeah.
for other people they hate it and they think why spend the money.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt burned initially, like just it was just my first impressions, but now I'm cool with it because I've had it since January and I've enjoyed a bunch of games
Mhm.
already on it and I've already played them. So by the time the new games come out, like say I would have picked one up now, I'd have to go back and play Killer Instinct, go back and play Forza, go back and play Rise. So now that I got those out the way, I could just look forward to the games that are going to be coming out in the future.
So you're really hyped for Sunset Overdrive then?
Yeah, that is probably most anticipated game on Xbox One so far. Besides, I was about to say Quantic Dreams too, Quantum Break. So those two, Destiny. Since you're gonna get it, I might pick it up on both consoles then, because I was gonna get it on PS4, but if you're gonna get it on Xbox One, that'd be a great game to play online. So
Oh, look at this. Israel's doing something for little old me. No, don't waste your money on two copies of it, man. If you have friends that play on PS4, don't waste. I appreciate it,
yeah, yeah.
but don't go nuts there.
There's nothing else coming out in September though. So
Can
as of right now. So
can you I have a friend, a couple friends actually. They're dating, and one of them has the Xbox and one of them has the PS4.
hmm
And they said that Destiny was going to be cross-platform, but I don't think that's the case anymore, right?
yeah, I don't. That'd be interesting if it was the case. If
I
you could
think
just play
it's
on any platform.
I think you can transfer your character between PC and Xbox, but I don't think you can play between them.
Yeah, I think it's like if you pick it up on PS3, you could transfer it to PS4, and then same thing with the Xbox. But
They said that
that'd
with
be
Diablo 3,
mm,
that you can transfer your save from PS3 to PS4 or Xbox
yeah,
360 to Xbox One, which is a cool feature or a cool little thing they added. I think that's good.
yeah,
And I've never played Diablo 3. I've played 2 and 1. So that might be something I'm slightly interested in because I like those like grinding RPGs.
yeah. I haven't played any of the Diablo games, but the new one, since now that it's coming to the next gen systems, I might pick it up. It's coming out, I think, in August, and as of right now, there's nothing really else in August, as far as I know, for big releases. So I
hmm
might check it out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the second one. The first one's kind of old feeling now, but the second one was really good. I've heard this one took a step back to a degree, but I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll pick it up if it goes on sale or something.
Yeah.
You know. Anything else you wanted to add since this big news came up today?
Nothing really. I guess I'm just looking forward to what they're gonna show off at E3.
Yeah.
Some new games, some more footage on older games, maybe some new features of Xbox Live coming down the
Mhm.
line. I know they're really pushing the those new TV shows that they're gonna be doing.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really a Halo fan in terms of the story, but
Mm,
I'm interested to see how the show is. I'm interested in the Quantum Break?
yeah.
Quantum, I'm interested in the Quantum Break show, especially. And I think they said they were doing a couple other ones that they bought from some company in Europe, like
Yeah, like reality TV series and things like that. Like,
yeah, like they're doing this other one, they're like some sci-fi show about robots and humans or something.
hmm
And that sounds interesting to me. I mean, I like getting more bang for my buck. So if it's because I have a gold account and I'm gonna get all these free TV shows, I'll check them out once or twice, and then if I get hooked, I get hooked.
yeah, same here. So,
Especially I like the ability to be able to watch them when I the option like Netflix, we're not where like okay, you have to be here at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm not good with that. I like to be able to watch them when I have time.
yeah, just on demand.
Yeah, that's cool to me too. I mean, I wouldn't say that's probably worth the Xbox Gold price for me, but it's an added bonus for me.
hmm
So, so yeah, we are excited about E3 and all the upcoming titles on every console. But for one, since I don't own the other ones, am more excited, obviously, with the Xbox One stuff. Plus, they're being a little more, I guess, secretive about the what they're looking to do. Besides the Kinect and the gold paywall and all that. So, that's really it. We were excited today. We chatted back and forth via text message, and we wanted to pop on real quick and see what everyone else thought. And that's really it. Israel, you want to cap it off with anything?
No, that's pretty much it. Like you said, we covered everything, and appreciate everybody who checked out the video if they're watching it now or watching it later on demand, like we were
And,
talking about.
and definitely check out Israel's podcast he does with Cody, aka the Sega Saturn guy, about wrestling, because that's really, really fun.
Yeah, I need to actually do one this week. Last week I was sick, so I need to catch up on things. So
Mm.
appreciate the plug.
No, I mean it's great. He does this great podcast every week usually, except when he's sick, and it's all about the Raw and TNA and all the shows going on and what they feel about the people. So check that out if you're a wrestling fan.
All right, yeah, that wraps it up.
Yep. And Israel, you want to just say the name of your channel again, and I'll obviously put you in the description.
Yeah, just Israel Pacheco 89. That is ISRAEL PACHECO 89, or as Pro B Man 5 calls me Pacheki.
He makes
So
it
yeah,
like
check out the
Russian.
channel. Yeah, I got like Mike said, the wrestling podcast. discussion videos, let's plays, a little bit of everything.
All around kind of guy. So, and obviously I'm Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. My YouTube channel is Sega CD Universe. And that's it. Hopefully we'll get together again soon and get to talk about more shit. Maybe after E3.
Yeah, that'd be good to
Let's
get
do that.
our all our thoughts on the shows.
It's a date.
Yep.
You're paying.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be good.